You come home from high school and go on social media. You watch some dumb videos, or even worse, watch some short videos about 15 seconds long on an app that's trying to steal your attention from you. And you can't even focus on these videos. You eat junk food on a regular basis, play video games, and waste your life on things that don't even matter. You don't develop yourself as a person, and on top of this, you don't take care of your physical and mental health.
Does this sound like you? It's okay. A few years ago, this used to be me too. But trust me, this is not how the superior men do it.
Instead of wasting their time on things that steal their attention, they explored in nature, read books, learned and conquered their mind and their body. And everything they did developed them into the very man they are now. While everyone else did nothing, they did everything.
Me and you aren't so different. You're just in the period I was in a few years ago. Now I've went through this period. I made this guide on how to make your teenage years ones to look back on and be prideful, happy, and to feel that they were successful. Now, if you don't know who I am, I'm just a small self-improvement YouTuber who's trying to better my life, but also your life. If you like this kind of content, go down, hit the subscribe button, like, and turn on post notifications so you can see more future uploads. Everything I'm going to talk about in this video I've actually implemented myself, and this has led to some pretty good life achievements, from a good body transformation to some good mental health changes, some diet changes, and even being able to climb the biggest mountain in the UK. First, we're going to talk about goals. You're going to have some big goals and just some everyday goals. Now, the big goals should be stuff that you should be able to achieve in the further future. So you won't be able to achieve this yet, but this will be quite a hard one to achieve, but it will be very beneficial to achieve. So this could be get the body transformation, achieve the body transformation. This could be get 1K in your business. This could be even getting 1 million in your business. It could be anything. Any big goals you want. If it's to write a book, to pass some massive tests you got coming up, write big goals and put it on a little post-it note. So I've got a little post-it note right here, and this one has some of my big goals for this year. These goals you want to be achieving by at least December 2024, at the end of this year. The smaller everyday goals, I've got a thing called a habit tracker. This habit tracker will have 5 goals. Now these can be any goals that you guys want every day to achieve these big goals, but my personal goals are exercising every day, meditating every day, reading every day, a clean diet every day, and doing either some work or learning. Now for me, this can either be working on college work, or this can be working on my business, or this can be simply just learning something valuable. This is how you're going to make the habit tracker. At the very top of the page, you're going to put whatever year it is and the month. So right now mine says January 2024, and then under this you want your 5 daily things that you want to do every day. So I've already said mine, and right on the very left side you're going to write 1 to how many days in the month. January has 31 days, so it's going to go 1 to 31. And then for each one of the goals, you're going to put a little box. Now, every day you complete this goal, you're going to put a little tick in the box, and over time this will add up. At the end of the month, you can see how much progress you've done, and you can see how accomplished you've been for that month. Okay, we're going to move on to the second part, which is mental health. Mental health is the driving factor for everything you do. Discipline, exercise, anything you want to do, mental health will determine that. So if you want to be productive, mental health can't get in the way of that. So quickly we're going to try and find out how your mental health is right now. So there's 2 tests I'm going to recommend to you. First one is NHS Mental Wellbeing Test. This was my first ever time taking this test, and this was one of the most recent times. Now this was about 5-6 months ago, and this just shows how easy it is to actually change your mental health. Now the second test is the WEM-WBS scale. Don't worry if you've took this test and your score is high, just be thankful that you know this now. This means you can make corrections to improve this. Now I took a course a while ago called The Science of Wellbeing by someone called Laurie Santos. Now I'm going to just give a small overview of this whole course. So there's positive emotions and there's negative emotions. Now, neither one of these are bad. Even if you have negative emotions, you'd still have a positive life, you'd still have a happy life. These are like the yin and yang. One cannot go without each other. You can't have the value of good emotions without bad emotions because you don't understand how good the good emotions are. Now we're going to go through a quick misconception. There's the idea that if you have this, you'd be happier. If you have a better body, if you have more money, this would get rid of all your problems. Materialistic things do not give you happiness. Now we're going to go kind of deep for a second. Millionaires still kill themselves. Fitness gurus, they still kill themselves. People with perfect bodies still kill themselves. So this obviously means that these materialistic things don't actually give you happiness. So if these things don't make you happy, what actually does make you happy? Now this course said that there was a few things that make you happy. Some of these were social connection, kindness and gratitude, and healthy habits. Now social connection is just talking to people. Apparently loneliness is actually way more prevalent in teenagers today. So just talking to someone can take away loneliness, because we see this as a bad emotion, which means it'll make us feel worse in return. We're going to talk a bit more about being social later. The second one is kindness / gratitude. Now if you're just doing something nice for someone else, it can actually make you feel better. Same with gratitude. If you show your gratitude to another person or to yourself, you can just feel better in return because you feel like you have something. You have something. Now there's a thing called gratitude journaling, which you've probably heard about before. Now this is where you just write 3 things every morning that you're thankful for. I'm thankful for this water. I'm thankful for this person. I'm thankful for the food I ate yesterday. Now healthy habits. So this can be exercise, going for a walk in nature. This can be meditation. Now the meditation part is really interesting. The average human has about 60,000 thoughts a day. 75% of these thoughts are actually negative thoughts. Only 25% are good thoughts. This means that meditation, because it takes away thoughts, it can be beneficial. This means that you're thinking less, which means in return, you're having less bad thoughts. Now I'm going to take you through a small guided meditation, just a one mindful breath. I will have a video coming up soon about this, short video to explain how to get into meditation. Okay, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take one breath. Focus on the inhale and the exhale. That's it. That's one mindful breath. Now, you probably thought about something while doing that breath. It's a cocky attitude saying that you don't. Now, there's a big chance that you have, and that's okay. That'll just count as one rep for meditation. Every time you think of something else, just go back to the meditation. Just try and think back about your breath. One quick way to improve mental health is simply just get off your phones and live like a normal human. Now, being on social media, you can see, oh, there's a guy with a 6-pack, there's this guy with a beautiful girl, there's these people that you deem as better than you. And because you're seeing this, you're feeling worse about yourself. You're also just not doing any healthy habits, you're not developing yourself as a person. So just get off social media and you'll feel better for it. While we're talking about the mind, let's talk about mindset. Now, mindset is such an important thing. There's a thing called the growth mindset. Now, there's a teacher in my school that used to preach this all the time. And the growth mindset is pretty much that you can get anything you want, you can learn anything you want if you put effort into it. Now, I used to think that I couldn't get the body transformation, but I changed my mindset to believe I could if I actually worked for it. And here I am now, and this is the body change that I have achieved. Okay, the third one's physical health. Now, this one's important because it'll command respect from other people. You start respecting yourself, and you will in turn become happier. Now, right now you're a teenager, and you're going into manhood in the next 6 years. That's 6 years. When you come into manhood, do you want this little puny body that shows that you have not done anything in your life? Do you want to look like a little fragile boy, skinny fat with your belly's popping out, your arms are like sticks. Realistically, you don't. So we're going to get some resistance training done. So I know a lot of people, just there's a lot of advice out there, and a lot of people will get overwhelmed by that advice. Let's just start off simple. 3 days a week, 3 exercises. Now, if we just do some bodyweight exercises so you don't have to go to a gym, but I would recommend starting a gym eventually, maybe after a month of trying these exercises. Now, you'll all know these exercises: push up, pull up, and squat. Now, if you can't do a push up, just do them on your knees. Do about 3 sets, as many reps as you can do. Right now, just go to failure at this point. When you get too many of them, when they become too easy, just start to make them harder for yourself by adding weight. A pull-up, now a pull-up's very hard. When I first started, I could not do a pull-up, and it took me a good while to do a pull-up. But there is a way you can still train this without actually doing a pull-up, which is called negatives. So if you hold onto the bar, if you jump up on the bar and slowly start pulling yourself downwards, but slowly control it, this will still work the back muscles, and you still will get the development. And this will actually make you stronger in return, so eventually you will be able to do pull-ups. Now, a simple squat just means a simple air squat. This will obviously just be for your quads, and that will work. That's just a simple routine. But eventually you do want to go to a gym, and you do want to get into some real resistance training. Now, as a young man, you're going to want to bulk up. This is where you eat more food, and in return you get bigger. So this bigger will lead to more growth in muscular, and also it will make it taller as well, so you won't deprive your body of the nutrients it needs. So if doing these 3 exercises, the more likely that the food you eat will turn into muscle to build up these muscle fibers back. So when you're doing these pull-ups on either the pull-up bar, there will probably be a pull-up bar near you, or you can just get the attachment that attaches to your door frame. They're quite cheap, and you can just get them online. You do want to eat clean foods. Now, what I mean is, you don't have to eat extremely clean. If you're bulking and you have to eat a lot of calories, you can add a little bit of higher calorie foods, but you do want to keep primarily good foods, so one ingredient foods that aren't added anything into it. This is called a lean bulk. This is the best way to gain weight, and it will mean that you're gaining more muscle than you are fat. If you're doing more of a dirty bulk where you're eating unhealthy foods, so if you're getting the calories in through McDonald's or fast food, you're putting on fat more than you're putting on muscle. A lot of you as teenagers will probably be unhappy with how you look. The only way you can get this change is actually by putting in the work yourself. This is one of the best things. You can put the work in to actually make yourself different from other people. You can actually show that you're a hard worker and you've put work into this physique. Now, this physique will obviously get you more girls, will make you feel better by yourself. And we are going to talk about girls later, by the way. This will get you good friends. This will make you respect yourself, and other men will respect you more. Okay, it's the second day of recording now. This video's taken quite a long time. But we're going to talk about the next section, which is a dopamine detox. Now, I'm pretty sure you've heard this phrase go around in the self-improvement community quite a lot. Now, this is going to be a massive section because I've done this 3 separate times, and each time they've only lasted about 2 to 4 weeks, because that's how much it's required from me. But I have found a new way to do it, which I'm currently implementing, and I've been doing for the past five days. And this one feels a lot better. Now, each dopamine detox I've done has been focused on certain things. So the first one, it was simply just stopping technology as much as I could. I'd only have 1 hour a day. And the second one I did was more focused on the habits I'm doing. Now, the habits were more physical, which means I got quite burned out quite easily. And this one has been kind of more mental based. So I've been reading a lot more, doing work, trying to stretch my mind, if that makes sense. But I haven't stopped the physical stuff. Now, on a dopamine detox, what's so good about it is because you're getting rid of technology, you feel better. You feel like the world is, in a way, more real. Now, I had a little look through a journal, because I know I did a journal for the first day. I had a look at the first page of that journal, and it said that life felt more real and beautiful. That's what I wrote. And I agree with that. I mean, I wrote that quite a while ago,
But it does feel a lot more real and beautiful when you're on a dopamine detox because you're focusing on the harder activities which actually give you more of a sense of achievement. So if you go with these easy dopamines instead of the hard dopamines, it doesn't actually increase any happiness in your life. Over time, you'll get more happy from doing hard dopamines, which are things like reading or exercising or working. These things kind of go down a little bit and then they go straight back up. You feel way better for it, and your happiness in life just increases. Now, the reason I like a dopamine detox so much is that your productivity increases. Every time I've went on a dopamine detox, I've had some either like groundbreaking discovery, really good physical benefits or mental benefits. One of these, and sometimes it all kind of just join into one. Now, the one I'm doing currently is a bit of a different idea from the others. So it's still supposed to be lifelong, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try and keep this up as long as I possibly can. And I'm going to do these harder dopamine habits. So I'm going to read more, I'm going to exercise more. But I'm not going to do it to the point where I'm burning out. So the problems with the other ones, when they've only lasted 2 weeks, is I work too hard at that time. This time I'm going to have times to kind of reset myself, so there won't be full days full of exercise, but there will be exercise. So it'll be more of an active recovery day. So if this is just 15-minute walk in nature, that works. That's exercise. If this is simply just a little body weight workout, then that counts. This one's simply on just improving habits. This gives you more time to be productive and focus on things that will really develop you as a person. But I'm not going to lie to you, dopamine detoxes are extremely hard. As I said, the one I've done the most, the one that's lasted the longest, is about 1 month. And after that, I was kind of burned out and I had a holiday and I got a bit complacent. But it's quite hard to keep up and to stay accountable with. But I do have some methods for that, which I did go over some of them earlier. It was the habit tracker. That one's quite helpful. I talked about other ones in a video that I just did, which is how to be successful in 2024. The best advice I can give for a dopamine detox is to focus on the habits. Don't kind of treat it as like, okay, I've done another day of a dopamine detox. I've not watched internet all day. Yay! It doesn't matter. The time of this is to focus on productive habits. So focus on getting your stuff done instead of trying not to just get a technology. So that's the best advice I can give you in a dopamine detox. Okay, we're going to talk about social skills for a bit. I told you I'd come back to this later, and here it is. So I'm pretty sure if you look around your class, whenever you're next in lesson, you'll see people that are talking a lot, or you'll see people that are more reserved. They're not contributing to conversations or trying to talk to other people. I was this kid. I wasn't actively trying to talk to other people. I was more awkward. I didn't have the type of skills to talk to a person face to face. But I realised that this is kind of a level you can level up. So it's kind of like a video game in real life. So I used to play video games quite a lot. I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching this video would have played video games too. You probably have played a lot of video games, whatever game that is. But think about it is XP orbs. So when I used to play Minecraft a lot as a kid, use little XP orbs. This would give you levels. So you need to get the XP orbs. Now the way you do this is by upgrading the skill. Now there's a book I'm going to recommend and it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now this was a book that taught me a bit more about social skills. But I remember at the very start of the book it said, if you don't follow these, you're not going to get anything out of the book. So you have to actually put in active work to try and increase your social skills. So a few videos ago, I was talking about, it was a 60-day body transformation video. I was talking about how I actually went out that day and I was talking to a random person at a park. I sat down at an old man's bench. I started randomly talking to him. This is how you increase your social skills. You actually put in the effort to talk to people. Now, even if these interactions are awkward, well, you're never going to see these people again. These are just random people in a park, in a street, wherever. Just simple comment. It doesn't have to be a full conversation. Just make a comment. Or, that's a nice dog. What's your dog's name? Oh, it's a nice day today. Just something small. You just start small and maybe try that more of a conversation. Okay, studying. Realistically, you have some tests coming up. You're in high school. You got your GCSEs coming up. Take this from someone that passed every single GCSE. Now, people like to cram in everything last second. So what if you start just a bit earlier? Now, if you're on the dopamine detox that we were talking about earlier, you have more free time. So you can just put in, even if it's 20 minutes of revision, 20 minutes of studying. Don't have your phone close to you because you'll just look at your phone. You'll grab your phone, just start scrolling, you get lost in something. Don't focus on the little bits. Focus on the fundamentals of that lesson. So this is something that I used to do. I used to focus on the most important part, because if I didn't do that and I just focused on everything as a whole, realistically, I was going to forget about 30% of that stuff at least. So if I just focus on the most fundamental part of that lesson, what are the things that drive the lesson, then realistically, I'm going to make the most progress. A lot of people like to study for about 4 or 5 hours, and this way, honestly, it's kind of ineffective. A lot of people are sacrificing sleep by doing this, and having just a clear mind that you get from sleep, it'll be way more beneficial than them 4 hours of studying and cramming in everything you can possibly get, when you can just have a clear mind. You do a little bit of meditation on the morning of the tests, or just extra meditation. Just make sure you meditate in the morning of the test, and your mind will be clear. You'll have the thoughts that you need, and you actually have the sleep. You have a good, well-rested mind, so you're not just thinking about all the random lessons, all the random studying techniques and everything you've done the night before. There's a lot of YouTubers that I watched that actually helped me pass a lot of them, and there were like things like, I know there was this English YouTuber that went through the theory of the different like English literature things we did in class, and we learned a lot about context in this video. So they're going to give a suggestion on what will be coming up in the test, what's the main questions, and 90% of the time they are correct, but even if not, they do teach techniques and stuff that'll be beneficial anyways, even if that question does not come up. So someone off the top of my mind, I think his name was Mr. Sally's English or something like that. He was very good. Now there's a lot of videos like this which just cram through the essentials of each part of the lesson. So there was ones on science that I watched, there was one on RE, there was ones on maths, and it'd be like maths paper 1, full walkthrough. Now these are like an hour long, 1 hour, 2 hours. So it does take time, but make sure you have some paper and you record over this. Another good technique is, once you've actually wrote all the stuff down, get flashcards. Now, you don't have to spend all day looking at the flashcards, but if you just look at them, if you go through each flashcard, it should just be enough. You go through it 4 or 5 times in the morning, and you kind of just you keep going until the answers are stuck in your head. So you can just look at the question, you can think of the answer, you turn around, all right, it's right. Next flashcard. And flashcards are so helpful. It's actually one of the main things to help me pass my GCSEs were. So these are some tips to study. When studying, don't make it too time consuming. Don't take it too much time. Have a kind of short base. Now it says that the best time is about 90 minutes. That's when your brain can focus the most. Then you can have a little break doing something that you find fun. But realistically, if you want to do more time than that, then just do 2 90-minute blocks. 90 minutes, take a break for about 10-15 minutes, then 90 minutes. I would say that's the most you need. But personally, I didn't always do that. This was maybe like an hour or 2 recording. I'm quite sick. You probably saw the last little second day clip. I am a bit sick in a minute, so my voice is probably quite off. But I hope you got some value from this video, man. But if there's one more thing I can say, it takes a lot of time to actually get to a good point. But once you see a little bit of improvement, you'll just
You'll love the whole process, you'll love the journey, and you'll just want to continue anyways. Anyways, remember, we still got work to do.